Hi, my name is Tim Reid, a real estate agent in the Calgary area, and today I'm going to be talking to you sellers and giving you the 5 things you need to know to sell your property in Calgary here in 2023 for top dollar. And I want to make sure that you stay to the end because the most important piece is number 5 of how to make sure you get that property sold for top dollar and in the least amount of time. Point number 1 is don't over renovate the property. This is a common mistake that a lot of sellers have is they're going to think they have to renovate all the kitchens, all the bathrooms, and they have to redo everything to make sure their property is going to be competitive in the marketplace. Now, at the very bottom of the market cycle, that may be the case, but right now in 2023, it's definitely not the story. What we have is a seller's market condition going on in the Calgary area right now, and there's lots of opportunity for sellers to sell their property as is without doing any renovations at all in some cases. And if you're going to do renovations, this is my 2 recommendations. Number 1, paint the house a neutral color. So if you've had your own colors for many years in the property, that just may not appeal to the perfect buyer that's going to be coming through the door. So having nice neutral grays and taupes and off-whites are good colors because it also makes the home feel larger and brighter if it's a light neutral color. That's number 1. Number 2, flooring. Old shag carpet and really old worn carpets just make a house feel dated, even if the other features of the house are a little bit older. If you refresh the flooring, which is also one of the lower cost things you can do, both the paint and the flooring will really make the property feel a little bit newer, a little bit fresher, nice and clean. The floor of the property is a huge part of the square footage. It's something that you see right when you walk in, and that is going to help increase the perception of your property in the buyer's mind. And it's also one of the lower cost things you can do, paint and flooring. You're going to get the highest ROI, return on investment, from those 2 renovations than many others. Number 2, important thing you need to know to sell your property in Calgary is declutter the home. This is so important because it helps the feel and the emotion of that buyer feel positive. When they come into your home and there's boots stacked all over the front closet and there's clothes falling out of there, and in the bedrooms, if it's the kids' bedroom often, that it's hard to make sure they're keeping things clean, but socks all over the floor and things of this nature, it makes the house feel small, right? If your home is cluttered, it's going to make the buyer have a claustrophobic, just not super comfortable feeling. You want your home to look like a show home, right? There's no socks in the drawers, there's no clothes on the floor, there's no toothpaste sitting on the bathroom cupboard. Your teenage daughter might have hair stuff all over the bathroom countertop day to day. And if at all possible, get these things off of the surfaces of the kitchen, of the bathroom vanities, of your master bathroom, husband and wife, to keep that as clean as possible. No buyer wants to know the type of toothpaste that you use. Get that stuff off the counters. Keep your kitchen counters clean as possible because it makes the home just feel bigger. If it feels cluttered, it starts to feel claustrophobic. And that's the last thing you want your buyer's perception to be when they're touring through your home. Make sure you declutter the house and clean up things as best you can. Number 3 thing you need to know is absolutely should be obvious. We'd like to think this is the case, but not always, to make sure your house is clean. If you clean once a month before the house is for sale, that's totally fine. That's your call. But while the home is for sale, again, we want it to look like a show home as much as possible. Make sure floors are clean. Make sure crumbs are swept off the kitchen countertops. Keep the bathrooms clean. Selling a home is a lot of work, and we're here to help you every step of the way. And sometimes it might even be better to have a cleaner come in once a month to deep clean the house while it's for sale, just to make sure that it's really done perfect. They do cleaning every day. That's their job. That's their professional profession. That's what they do day in, day out. They're going to be better at it than me, for sure. They're going to be better at it than you are, even if you're a real clean freak, that they'll get into the nooks and crannies and make sure everything is really clean. Make sure that driveways are shoveled in the wintertime. Make sure the grass is cut. It doesn't need to be a golf green, front lawn, but it has to be not overgrown and not full of weeds. That first perception curb appeal is going to make a big difference in the summer and in the winter as well, which is something that sometimes sellers forget. Oh, it's wintertime, the outside doesn't matter. But having that walkway shoveled, ice taken care of, it just shows that pride of ownership and again helps the perception of that buyer looking at your home, it makes it more elevated in their mind rather than having to traipse through the snow to get to the front door. Make sure the property's clean. That is the absolute key to making the property show really well. And we know it's difficult, but it's really important to make sure that that happens. Number 4, now this is something that not everybody thinks about in looking to make sure that their home is prepped for sale, and that is the smell of the home. So either one of two outcomes we're looking for here. The house smells neutral. There's no strong smells that can be identified. And if there is going to be something that you're lots of cooking going on, you're making a big, curry chicken dish the night before, these things will linger in the home, cooking salmon, cooking fish. You might not notice it after you're in there for a couple of hours, but if you leave the home and come back, you notice there's that smell. That is going to affect the buyer's perception of the home. We've had this challenge in the past. The people that are smoking in the home, people that are smoking, vaping in the house as well now with, things changing in that market, that you want the home to smell like nothing, be totally neutral, or smell like something pleasant. You can have air fresheners, but not too strong. Overpowering can be turn off to the buyers as well. But if you do have a smoker in the house or there's vaping going on, preferably that happens outside. We know in Canada it's cold 10 months of the year, so that can be a challenge to get people to do that. When your home's for sale, you want to have a nice, air freshener to alleviate those smells, air out the home a little bit more often, get your windows open, even in the winter, air out the house a little bit more often, or have a nice smelling, air freshener in there, one of those Glade plugins or Febreze plugins. Or a tip that I've heard for flip properties is bake cookies in the oven before people are coming over. So that smell of cookies makes people have a strong positive emotion. I mean, who doesn't love cookies, right? So that definitely helps people have a great first impression when they walk in your home. So smell is very important to the buyers, and it's something that people often don't think about. And number 5, the most important thing that you need to do to sell your property for top dollar is you got to pick an agent that has multiple different marketing strategies. This is one of the things we tell all of our seller clients, is that you have to have multiple different channels to attract that buyer, and also be doing that all the time. How many buyers do you currently have in your network? How wide is your network in the real estate industry? How many different ways are you going to market that property? It's not just attracting buyers through MLS. That's what often happens, is a lady or a gentleman gets a listing. They start the clock on their marketing rate from that day forward. That we're doing marketing all the time throughout the process, always attracting buyers into our list. So we're always growing that list every day through our marketing, through our networking efforts. And we've been in the industry for over 13 years. So we have a long network of both investors and retail buyers looking for homes all the time. So that's the key, to ask the agent that you're looking at, how many people do you have in your list, and what is your multiple pronged strategy to market the property, not just on the MLS. It's a great marketing tool, but it's just one of many that are available to agents in the marketplace. And we use multiple in our system. And if you want to know more about how we do that, please give us a call, send us a text message, inquire, leave a comment below. We'd love to answer any of your questions about moving to Calgary, upsizing, downsizing, investing in the Calgary area. My name's Tim Reid, Comox Realty. Looking forward to help you out with your next move.